Howdy, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Optimus Iron Mustache. We're going to get right back into it. The Stanley Parable Part 2. I don't know how many videos are going to be of the Stanley Parable on my channel, but we'll just do whatever. So anyway, if you'd be so kind, hit the like, subscribe button right down below. Don't forget that bell icon. That way you're always notified of my videos, which I post at least once a day. In the meantime, sit back, relax, pop some corn. Let's get right into it, to the wacky, confusing wackiness of the Stanley Parable. Away we go. And boom, just like magic, here we are once again in the Stanley Parable. Or getting there, eventually. Developed by Crows. Written by Davey Redden. Readin? Please enter the current time. Oof, okay, let's see. 9:37 p.m. Okay. 9, no, not 8, 9, 37. 37. Okay, confirm. Hang on. Okay, whatever. Before we started, can I just say something? Yeah. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. I don't think I have a favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Oh, okay. Sounds good so far. Sounds like a plan to me. Alrighty, Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Part 2. Here we go. The end is never the end. Is loading. Alright.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we get the idea. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, there we go. That's better.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The narrator. Alright, I guess I missed the memo.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Ooh, new content. Like new content. Ooh, it's going to be so cool. And I noticed the narrator's sign. Ah, the narrator's a wacky, wacky boy. He's a wacky, wacky man. The end is loading. Okay. Should be fun. Nope, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. There, that's better.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Yeah,
the original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, 2? Oh, yeah, bro.
Yes,
now
you see, isn't this far
Parable
superior
2.
to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yeah, they've been asking for a part 2, right? I don't know, maybe not.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising
New content,
potential.
new features.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Orange. The baby is all grown up. Oh, okay, if you say so. Oh, a free new easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Is that guy supposed to be Stanley? Hey, it looks like Stanley to me. Free achievement. It just works. Okay.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this leap. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you. And I promise, what else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump circle. Oh, yeah.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Alright, we had a little fun in the jump circle. Let's see what else we got here. That's new. Really, is it? Okay. Oh, there we go.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the,
But it says
well,
the name
for
of
the
the player
Stanley
that's playing the
Parable
game.
2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course,
the thing
in the
is,
final game, this button
everybody
will say your name,
knows a
whatever
guy
name
named
that
Jim.
is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay, I'm Jim now.
I want you to imagine yourself living... Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
Okay,
if you don't
fine,
properly
narrator.
roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
Okay, fine. Go with the backstory.
We're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
All right, I'm Jim.
Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim,
Okay.
playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim,
Yeah, okay.
rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
I was a cult
Do
leader.
you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Okay, I'll push the Jim button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Ah. Fine, I'll do it again. Stinky narrator.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay, we'll take a break from the Jim button. The Jim button is a weird button. But then again, everybody knows a guy named Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
That seems like a terrible idea. Ooh, collectibles. The Stanley Parable collectibles. Ooh, this is pretty.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, we got a Stanley. Or is it a gym now?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely
the infinite hole.
tragic.
That sounds like fun. I want to go to the infinite hole. That actually sounds like fun. Let's go to the infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Might as well. Bye-bye.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
All right.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
What more crazy ideas, narrator, do you have for the sequel? That's new. This is new. That's everything is new. What's up here? What's over here? Settings World Champion? That doesn't go anywhere, does it? No. No, that don't lead nowhere. Well, that's new. Merchandise up. That looks like fun. The reassurance bucket. Okay, I can go down with a good old reassurance bucket. Oh shoot. Okay. Oh shoot. Damn. Okay, there we go.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
I like buckets. Buckets
Can you
are fun.
imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
All right. It's a bucket.
Can you feel it?
No,
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
All right, well, get on with releasing the Stanley Parable 2 there, bud.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
No.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
No, I don't think anything such exists there, buddy. Sorry, but that's just the way it be. Ready.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah, we're ready to move on now.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
There, bud.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
What the hell is this? What is...
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
That makes sense
Okay,
there, bud.
yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
That...
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Okay,
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Yeah, that works.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Yeah.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can
good.
whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Alrighty. Sounds great. The Stanley Parable 2. Here we go. So now we just went from Ultra Deluxe to 2. Randomly.
This is the story of...
Yeah, we know the story of the man named Stanley. You have to tell me twice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I?
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It's a good, lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope. We're messing with the narrator again, because that's what we do. It's just for fun.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay, goes to the
No,
right, to the left.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Is it? Is it this way?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Never.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Okay.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay. From the top.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It means
Stanley
nothing.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley,
Yeah, I think
did you
something
change
changed.
anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you
Yeah, I think it
move
did.
the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, let's go find it. It's gotta be somewhere around here. Back into the back rooms we go. Back into the back rooms we go. To the back rooms. Do 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 do. Where they go, nobody knows. Doopy 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 doo doo. Doopy 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 doo doo doo.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just...
Well, now there's not.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay, we're gonna play this game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Turn on that computer and it isn't be turned on right now. Does not need to be turned on right now.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Did we miss anything? Did we? I don't know if we did. We might have. Oh, let me turn off that computer real quick. There you go. That does not need to be turned on. You're wasting electricity there, bud.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. Nope, that doesn't do
Now
this any good.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
1 second. Alright, let's do this real quick. Alright. Let's begin anew.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What
Stanley
could it
decided to
mean?
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I?
Maybe Stanley would never pick up the bucket. A lonely bucket, lonely and miserable,
The
and
bucket?
Stanley-less. Such a sad fate for a bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes, I did. Apparently. Apparently, Stanley picked up a bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
That's
Stanley
the
had
point.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It's a sweet place.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Yeah, the bucket's
Stanley
kind
took
of
the
an
door on his
asshole.
left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Yeah,
cargo
that's
lift,
fun.
yes. Go good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not
Okay.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think
Everybody's
about
got a
this
point.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
That bucket might make me do some horrible things. Don't listen to the bucket, Stanley. Don't listen to the bucket.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone.
Nah.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh,
okay.
Goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Okay.
What is comedic timing?
Ooh,
what is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper.
Okay.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny! Like that? I did it, right? I did it correctly? Yeah.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Okay.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okie doke. Okie doke. Where does fence come from? I
can feel
fence
it.
Here.
This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay, I guess we're going back to the two doors. Back to the two doors we go again. Back to the two doors we go again.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay. Seems like the thing we would
No,
do.
no. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Huh?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Nope, I entered the door on the right, because that's what I'm to do. Oh, it's very dark in here. So it's in here.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself.
Oh, we all make mistakes.
I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Okay.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
What?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not?
Look at good old Stanley.
Pale with shame.
Look
pale
at
with shame.
Stanley.
Pale... What's another word?
Look at the little
bucket?
Stanley.
Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos.
Stanley,
That's exactly what it
Stanley,
is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh. Okay. You might think that's the end, but the end is never the end is never the end is never the end. The end is loading.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Not getting tricked by that bucket again. Not getting tricked by the bucket again.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
We don't
well.
need to go to no meeting
Perhaps he
rooms.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
The lounge was
Great
sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I really didn't. No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yep.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really. I'm
All the
not.
boxes.
I
What do
realize that investing your trust in
what
someone
does
else
this
can be
company
difficult,
do?
but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting,
Can I
Stanley.
go down there?
Someone you've forgotten about. What?
Yes,
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I
what
want
is
something
over here?
bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is
Oh, here we go.
important. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy
Hey,
that
that's
sort
a
of
good enough
happiness,
award for
Stanley.
me.
God knows I've tried. So,
I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Alrighty. What if I go to the red door?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, a dark room again. Sounds good.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful,
so
isn't
pretty.
it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley... No, wait. Where are you going?
I go where I want there, bud.
Oh,
I
no.
go everywhere.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please,
Isn't that
no,
kind of the fun
Stanley, let
point?
me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Nah, sounds like fun.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No, what are you doing, Stanley?
Having fun.
Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
'Cause it's fun to mess with you, narrator, that's why.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes.
Fine.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
It's just fun to mess with
I
the
know
narrator.
you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
I guess I can see that. But then again, not really seeing the point there, bud.
No, perhaps not.
I'm gonna go up the stairs and jump off the thing again, because it's hilarious. It's just...
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally
yep,
willing
that's
to
the
kill
point.
yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yep, you are, sir. Goodbye, world.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to
Am I
ask.
not dead yet?
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I mean, technically, yeah. I'm the one controlling the game here, there, bud. Not you. Me. Goodbye, cool world.
Is it
There we
over?
go.
It's
Finally,
going
it's
to
all done.
restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yep. That's what we do. We go back and forth and all that fun stuff. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Finder committee. Meeting today. In the meeting room. Oh, okay. Alright. Anything interesting over here? Input has been received. What does that mean?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, it's a
Standing
lovely
now
room.
in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, not really.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But Which I guess technically
Look,
I should have
Stanley,
been.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
Alright.
wrong foot here.
Let's
I'm
go
not
through
your
the
enemy,
blue door
really,
this
I'm
time.
not.
There's a
I
red door,
realize that
let's go to the
investing
blue
your
door.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I
yeah,
want something
kind of.
bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I didn't. I walked through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Fine,
Thank
the red
God
door.
you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think, well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Fall down the pits again.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley... No, wait. Where are you going?
Gonna do what I was meant to do a long time ago.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose
That's kind
all
the
of
fun
this.
bit there, bud.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because it's hilarious, that's why. Goodbye.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Yeah,
You were literally
kind of the
willing
point.
to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yeah, I guess so there, bud. Goodbye. Bleh.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is
Fourth
yours.
one's the charm. Fourth one's the charm. Here we go. Go for a twist. Ooh, up. Wee.
Is
There we
it
go.
over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yep,
I'm
that's
going
what
back.
makes it fun. That's the fun bit. The fun parts of life. Not really. Alright, anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep, okay, so we're going to the left now. How can we find him? Okay. Broom closet. Oh, it's in the broom closet. Ah, here we go.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did I? Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Did I? Maybe I want to go into the executive bathroom. Where we find
Another
the-
miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stanlerine, okay. That sounds good. To be rich, it is a crime. To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life would it be if I had to pick just one? What? That makes no sense. Alright. Any more fun stuff over here we can do? Ooh, what's over here? Oh, an elevator. Let's take the elevator. Where's that go? There we go. Elevator. Alright, elevator's pretty lame. I don't think it really... This is the random elevator that plays random elevator music.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
So New Age, bro. You gotta listen to this New Age music, man.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Yeah, if you say so there, buddy. There we go. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I did? Yes, I did.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Did I have the strength to find out? Maybe I just wanted to destroy everything.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom means nothing. We don't need
this
freedom.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his
turn
past
on the
began
power.
to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over
Turn
a...
it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept
Yeah,
you
I did.
enslaved all
I
these years,
felt
you
like
go
it
and you
was
try to
just a
take
funny
control
idea.
of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really
Sounds
do.
like fun.
But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
Alrighty.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Yes,
A moment
I
of
do.
solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah,
Or did you just assume when you saw that
time?
timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
Hey.
Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No idea there, bud.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
Explosion?
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Now.
No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail
We're definitely
life,
struggling.
or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say,
427.
happily ever up.
Wow. Let me guess. It's going to go all the way back. Because the Stanley Parable just never, ever ends. Yep, see what I tell you. Here we are once again.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make... Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Yep. Let's
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yep.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
Don't listen to the bucket, Stanley. Don't listen to the bucket. Don't listen to it.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Nah, I don't listen to the narrator. I don't listen to the bucket. I do what I want to do.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay, sounds like fun. Or not. Looks kind of dark and scary in here.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What's the difference? It looks like a bucket, man.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No. What?
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No, that's a tractor.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Make me look like an idiot. Can't tell the difference between a real bucket and a fake bucket.
Is this a bucket?
No, it's not a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What? That's a tractor. Now they're just messing with me now.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Sure, why not?
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes, I do.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
You might be a bucket there, bud.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Oh, come on. I like my bucket. I like my bucket. My bucket was my friend.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Yes, it is.
Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes, it was.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Yep.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
I
yes,
hope not.
I actually feel much more at ease right now.
And
it's delightful to get
call
some
it the
clarity
bucket parable,
on that issue,
then.
but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Alrighty. Alright.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Okay. I don't trust that bucket no more. I don't trust no bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep, that's what I did.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I did.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yep.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
Is at
To
hand.
let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah, I
That
did.
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yes, I am.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and
real
incorrect
person.
choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
All right.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
The fuck is a back sack and crack?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
All right. All right, all right, all right.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I don't want to go home. I don't want to listen to the narrator. Alrighty.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I will?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Did I?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Did I go
Coming
up
to a
my
staircase,
boss's office?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Did I?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115? That what? Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. That doesn't make any sense. Okay.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Except for Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, if you say so, Mr. Narrator. The narrator knows where we should go.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would.
What?
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Not this time. You're not tricking me this time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Maybe we are too late.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
Copiers.
Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay, then shut the game down now, everybody. Oh boy, this gets weirder and weirder, more random and more confusing. It's just like, what is going on now?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Funny.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Am I?
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did Stanley go to the door on his left?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything
Stanley
okay?
might be brain dead now.
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end!
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me?
No.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Nah.
Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
No, we don't.
So, you hear me?
No.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time
Sorry,
to make
Leroy.
Sure your choice is
Poor
correct.
Leroy.
That
Don't know
is
what
the
they're sorry
best
for.
Choice.
Who's Leroy? Why are they sorry to Leroy?
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Poor Stanley. He just doesn't know. Stanley doesn't know. Whoa, whoa. Alright, I think we had enough about that. But I'll be right with you. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which apparently now it's the Stanley Parable 2, which, how does this not making sense now? But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm your host, the most Iron Mustache. Thank you for watching this part 2 of the Stanley Parable video series with me and enjoying it, all that good stuff. And if you did enjoy it, and if you have not done so already, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button right down below and get that bell icon. That way you're always notified of my video posts, which happens at least once a day. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I will say to all you great, wonderful, gorgeous, sexy people, adios. I, your host, the most, am out of